Warriors, do you know what July 30th today means? July 30th is World Day Against Trafficking in Persons Awareness. Now, what does that mean? That means as a community, we come together to raise awareness in the United States and around the globe to put eyes on all forms of human trafficking. The Warriors is focused right here in our own backyards in the United States. Let me share a couple of facts with you. This began around 2003 when, first of all, trafficking, let's go back a little bit, only became a crime in the United States in the year 2000. Then we had Representative Chris Smith from New Jersey sponsor the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, and that was just reauthorized for 2022, just the other day. So hats off for getting that passed through. When we have a bill, they have to be reauthorized for funding every year or so. And with everything that's been going on, everything in Congress has been held up. But I'll leave that. That's another story. Let's talk about July 30th. The focus this year, the theme this year is the role of technology. The role of technology. Now, if you're a Warriors follower, and I guess you are because you're here, you know, technology is ruling our lives, our world. We certainly all saw pushed online in unprecedented ways during COVID, schooling for children, jobs. It's a digital world, and the problems are arising with trafficking for the most part online. You know, the human trafficking is represented by a blue heart. The Warriors, we use a blue heart all the time. It tells us the pain, the blue heart, the sad heart of those trafficked. And it also represents the coldness of the trafficker, the one committing these crimes. So the role of technology, let's look at it. It's twofold. First of all, it gives the predators a field day. They are one step ahead of us always, one step ahead of the law. And with all of our children and all people online, they are excellent at finding our most vulnerable, grooming, and getting a child or a person trafficked. Now, I want to remind you also that an image, a nude image traveling online is a form of human trafficking, right? We are seeing drug deals go down on every single platform online. We are seeing how cartels are organizing, national security threat. Think of TikTok. I'm always talking about TikTok. TikTok, national security threat, owned by Chinese company, backdoor, gathering all of our data, and we don't know where it's going. And everybody admits we're not really sure. Will they recreate us? Will they use this against us? So World Day, against trafficking in persons 2022, I want to say that we need all of you in 2022 to participate. Now, at the Warriors, go to linswarriors.org, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just use one of my postings, retweet, share. Know what the indicators are. If you go to linswarriors.org under news and events, I just posted indicators of trafficking and things you can do to participate. And it's very simple. We need all of you because my vision is, so this year's theme is the role of the internet, the role of technology. And we're living in this world of technology. So let's try to switch. We're all aware, or should be aware by now, the negativity surrounding technology, but let's leverage it for good because remember, we can use technology for appropriate AI for law enforcement to further advance, right, prosecutions, to enforce existing laws, to get more eyes on things. Every day at the Warriors, I post a missing child or two or three. And all you would have to do to participate today, July 30th, is repost on your platforms, one of your platforms, whatever you use, a picture of a missing child. Have you seen this child? And then you have done your part. But you also need to know indicators of trafficking. You also need to know that you need to report something. Would you know what to do if you thought you saw a child who didn't belong with an adult? Would you know the signs? In that split moment, I can't tell you the amount of people who have said, I should have done that. I saw it 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. I did nothing. Today, it's a new world. You have the warriors. First, you always call 911. Second, there is so much information and help available. Cybertipline.org, cybertipline.org. You can go there to educate yourself. If your child, something is happening online, there is a nude image, you never erase it. You never scream, although the first reaction is to be upset and, of course, scream if your child is engaging in this type of behavior. Or should your child, and we want the kids to come to us. The biggest thing I hear, they're embarrassed, they don't come. What would you do as a parent? You would contact cybertipline.org in Washington, D.C., and they would take it from there to track down the predator, trafficker, criminal, and go after that person. But we need all of you. We can't do this alone. I can't say that enough. The role of technology. So we know the traffickers are just grooming and grooming. Some of the things are so simple. For instance, I just saw an acquaintance of mine, and she has a daughter in high school. Very proud. And we know we're proud of our kids and our grandkids, family members, but they're practicing their dance squad. And she posted over 20 pictures of her daughter and other girls in very skimpy clothing, dancing, moving, gyrating. Now, on one hand, you want to say, well, of course, we're proud. But I am here to tell you, and everybody says, well, we want to share with relatives who aren't around, who can't, see them and all, be old fashioned. I'm sorry. In the day we used to go take the pictures and mail them to people. Remember that? But we cannot be putting pictures of children like that on the internet because the predators target. And there are lots of girls putting, they're so vulnerable, and boys too, here I am in my bikini. It's the summertime, hot pool pictures. Text me. I'm seeing it every day. They're not realizing, parents are not realizing, we've got to come together and be cohesive on this issue, because every day in the United States, 2,300 warriors, 2,300 children go missing. Do the math. And that is abducted children, that family disputes, runaways, and trafficked. It is a lot of different, situations. It doesn't matter. 2,300 kids a day. Who's out in the streets screaming, where are our children? Who's out in the streets demanding from our elected officials that we pay taxes? Answers. What are you doing about the children? A lot of this is stemming, the majority of it, from online activities, right? And they're going out now that we're open up from COVID, meeting people, disappearing, being attacked, trafficked. So this is not something that happens over there in other countries. It's happening right here in every town, city, and rural area in America. And I'll just keep talking about it because the goal of the warriors, if we help one person, a child, a mother, a grandfather, a family member, one person a day, that's my goal when I wake up every day with the warriors, then we have done our jobs, because this is such an overwhelming criminal activity. So we're not stopping it, but we can intervene, engage, educate, and empower. So let us come together today, Saturday, July 30th. Let us recognize, yes, this trafficking is happening. Let us recognize the importance of talking to our kids, communicating, and listening to them. Let us also recognize the importance of knowing what our children are doing online, what games they're playing, what apps and platforms they're using. There's plenty of great resources to help you with all of this. I list them out, linswarriors.org. You've got great companies, protectyoungeyes.com. You've got defendyoungminds.com, a lot of free resources. You've got Bark. You've got Gab, G-A-B-B, which has a child's phone and watch, completely secure. You've got to know what's available to you. And regular media is not telling you these things that we tell you right here on the Warriors. We want all of you to be safe and happy, and we don't want any children, teens, or youth harmed any further, because we also have this mental health crisis in America not being talked about and escalating each and every day. We know that 40% of the kids showing up in emergency rooms for suicide attempts or suicide ideation, meaning they're thinking about suicide, they talk about suicide a lot, are 11 years old and younger. If we know it's 40% Warriors, it's higher because we never have the true stats with this dark kind of crime. So remember, World Day Against Trafficking in Persons today, July 30th. Do something. Talk to a family member about it. Talk to your child. Talk to your neighbor. Let's leverage the internet, even if we do it for one day only today, July 30th, to do something good, to raise awareness and educate, because that is the number one thing we can do. Share within our own homes and our communities in order to strengthen. And that is my belief. If we can do this in every community, pull people up, strengthen, and inoculate our kids, our grandkids against predators, then we have won. And that is being a warrior. So join me today, July 30th, is World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Think of the blue heart you will see all the time with the Warriors when I post. That represents a trafficked person. It also represents the criminal with their cold heart. Let us make a dent in all of this. Let us all, today, July 30th, World Day Against Trafficking in Persons 2022, come together and be a warrior.